Peace to the Saints. We are back again with another interview. This is a fascinating one, particularly because we have both the beast and the beauty rolled into one. I'm going to yield the floor for you to introduce yourself and we'll get after it.
I'm Kendra Lisje. I'm a sprint hurler from Canada. I'm also a personal trainer, coach, speed coach. Yeah, all of the above.
And your last name, did you say Leger?
Yeah, you got
That sounds like a black girl's first name. A
it.
black girl in America. Leger, Leger, put that down. Have you been to the States?
Of course I have. I'm here in Boston right now competing.
Word.
Mhm.
So I really caught you in motion, like really living life
Yeah,
as yourself.
yeah,
Okay, that's
third
what's up.
time.
Now, what are you competing in right now?
I just competed in a 60 hurdle race.
Damn.
Mhm.
Now, at what point did you realize like, wow, I can really do this? I'm something serious out here.
Well, not until I did it. Honestly, I think I was in maybe grade 11. My coach just threw me in. He's like, Kiki, just go run it. Like you never know what could happen. And in my first race, I was top three in Canada, so we just kind of went from there.
In your first race, you were top three in Canada.
Yeah, for my
That's
age group,
deep.
of course. Yeah, yeah.
But I'm trying to go to the roots of it because I'm trying to figure out at what point do you realize like I'm a track athlete and I want to pursue this? Like, was it like you started outrunning black people and you're like, God damn, I must be fast?
um, I mean, I think I was maybe, and this is far back. I was in grade two, and I remember being like super competitive from day one. And I remember asking this grade eight, I'm like, race me right now, and I cooked him. And right from there, it's just like always been competitive with the boys. I was like the one girl that could get thrown into like tackle soccer, and you know what? They actually didn't want to play with me because I would play rough.
Now, do you have any siblings or are you an only child? What are we looking at?
I have five siblings.
You have five siblings. That's amazing.
It
All
was a
all the
crazy
same mother
house.
and father.
No,
Okay.
no, yeah, no, we're all over the
Okay.
place.
Okay, you're part black. Okay, fantastic. What I want to do is I want to show the folks. We're gonna just take folks through a couple highlights on your IG. That's how I came across you. It was a video in which you were doing what appeared to be a high jump, and you had ran up to the high jump, and then you did do the high jump, and your coach, who sounded like a nigga from America, excuse my French, but he sounded like a nigga. He was like, "You don't just walk up and not do the jump. You got to do the jump." And I thought it was funny, but I appreciated the way that you took the feedback and it really was a reflection of life and how you have to commit to what you're going to do in life, win, lose, or draw. And I thought, this would be an interesting person to talk to. So let's take a look at your IG, a little something. We're going to comb through. So I tried to go all the way to the very beginning. So you hoop too, huh?
I mean, that was my life before track. Ball was life. I mean, like the first day of snow. I remember me and my best man we'd show up in basketball shorts, freezing cold. We try to dribble the ball. It doesn't dribble in the snow, but we loved it so much. So yeah, that was my background.
Now, how tall are you?
5'8".
5'8". Okay,
Yeah.
that's a respectable height. You can get by with that. Okay, 5'8". Now let me ask you a question. Say say you're in a relationship with a guy, right? And for some strange reason you guys just end up on the court. There's a basketball there and he's shooting around and just for some strange reason like we about to run this one on one. How hard are you going to play? Like what percentage are you at? Are you at like 50%, 80%, 100?
Well, it depends on their skill set. Like if they don't really have a skill set, like I don't really got to put too much in there, right?
Say if say they're a legend in their own mind.
Well, I gotta cook them.
Oh, so you're gonna
I
go
gotta cook
100%.
them. Well, I mean, like it depends because when we're in season, you kind of can't mess around with that. The coaches would get mad if you end up like I hear a lot of bad stories of kids that like end up going picking up ball and playing a little bit too hard and then end up like getting injured and you can't play for the rest of the season. So it really just depends on that. And if I'm in season, then that would be debatable. But you know what, like I can shoot.
But if you were off season and you didn't have any concerns, you'd actually be playing like really trying to win out there.
Well, yeah, then he'd have concerns.
That's deep. Okay, that's deep. Fantastic. So, what made you have you fully transitioned out of basketball into just track and field, or are you in between the two?
Yeah, so when I was in high school, I played travel and stuff like that, and I was really good. I could have went to university for it, but I, how do I say this in play? Wait, I was a little bit deterred with the team environment, and like I said, I'm a very competitive person, and we went into a couple competitions where we should have done something good, and the girls just mentally turned off, and that was really frustrating to me. And I don't like giving other people the opportunity. Like I wanted to put the winning opportunities in my own hands. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, like a single person sport, like the finest sport on
Exactly.
earth, the sport of
That's why I
boxing.
transitioned. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Have you ever tried any martial art?
I feel like I would have loved that. My coach's background is actually in that he won some sort of world's competition with katanas and stuff like that. So I kept telling him like in the future, if we start stepping away from track, like you gotta show me how to fight.
Ah, okay, okay, all right, cool. So you started with basketball and transitioned out of that, and I actually got some of my photos out of order, so we're gonna go boom. Now here's the thing. I've never tried to hurt. I'm black, right? So like, of course, like I could do all of the main black sports, basketball, football, track and field. Am I missing anything? I feel like we have more than that. But those are the main ones. I can do all the black ones for sure. Oh yeah, boxing, absolutely. Now, hurdles, I always felt like I can't just be out here biting the dust out here in front of the planet Earth. Now, were you apprehensive getting into hurdles or what?
Absolutely. You gotta sprint at that with full force. Like those are barriers, but you know what? It's different for males because the females are like the hurdle height's different. For the guys, those things can get
Okay.
really tall. Like I would say, like how tall are you?
6 foot.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like right around chest level for you. As for me, it's like right below my hip. I'm lucky because my femurs are a little bit longer, so I have a little bit of advantage in that circumstance.
I didn't realize they were so damn high. Your kid? Oh wow! I guess that's why these fools be out here falling. Then
It happens,
now,
man. It's
now
chaos.
when you say that you're competitive, is this something that you got from just having a lot of siblings? Is this something you got from your family, like your parents, or do you feel like this was something that was just hardwired in you?
I suppose it was a little bit innate. My mom danced competitively, and my dad played like multiple levels of hockey. But at the end of the day, I see like when you mention family wise, I mean like competing for attention was definitely something that you struggle with when you have five siblings.
Do you plan on having children?
See, that's a question that I've actually been asked a few times. If
Oh
you
wow,
asked me
okay.
like a couple years ago, I'd be like, hell no, I want to be the cool aunt. I want to be able to travel and not be locked down. But I think that maybe farther out in the future, that's a possibility because you know what? I think my genetics are like, I don't mean to be cocky, but I want to just see what
Right,
my
right.
genetics could do, right?
Right. See what it do. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. Now, if you did have kids, are you trying to go big family or small family since you come from I mean, in the modern era, five is a lot. Back in the day, five ain't nothing, but five is a lot for your time.
That's a lot. I mean, I think that as far as that goes, the support that I had was not ideal. Um, I, my mom, like, I just lived with my mom. My dads were not really a part of my upbringing. That's actually my coach was I call him dad 2.0 because he basically raised me. So
Okay.
I would just say it is an advantage not having too many kids, just because you can support them properly, and sports are expensive. So to be able to put them through that and allow them to I mean, sport has given me the capability of traveling the way I do, but like you have to be good in order to have that capacity as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Now you say your coach, is that the black guy that was in
Yeah,
the video? Okay, so
yeah,
you have
yeah,
a black daddy then.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, praise God, praise God. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, now let me see. So we got the hurdling out the way, which is shout out to you. Wait, when did you first start? Like when did you hit your first hurdle?
Okay, so I tried it very briefly with junior grade nine, and I just figured I'd just
Uh-huh.
go like hop into it. But if you have no coaching for hurdles, like that's a recipe for disaster. And I ended up hitting a hurdle really hard and taking a nasty spill. So I didn't pursue that for the longest time, and then we started in like the end, like almost leading into grade 12 is when we actually started playing around with that.
You really got serious with hurdles at grade 12.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I was fast beforehand.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
dropping like I was dropping sub 12 times, and as far as that goes, when you're in high school, like that's fast. So like I
Hmm.
said, the hurdles are short for girls. So if you're fast and you kind of have like you're a little bit well competitive. If you're competitive, then you know what, you can just rip through them.
Okay. And so like right now, in terms of your competition, again, what are your events that you do currently that you compete in?
So I used to just do hurdles, but my coach, like we've been playing around with a few things. I actually formed in a world decathlon, one of the first ones ever for women last year. So that's 10 events. I played around with long jump. I actually did really well. I
That
had
was
no practice
crazy.
for most of these. Like 4 to 5 of those events I've never even tried in my life. So
Okay.
that was a wild experience. But yeah, no, so now I just kind of dabble in everything.
Okay. So you're pretty much like off some like goddamn special forces Marine SEAL Team 6 type ish. You just show up like, yeah, I'll do it.
I
It's
mean,
no
that's how my
problem.
coach trains me, but it's given me a lot of confidence. Like I can walk behind anything and be like, regardless of regardless of what happens here, I'm gonna learn something from it. And I don't know, it's definitely changed my perspective on how I approach even my own sport now.
You look like you have some like creativity or some musical talents or something on like I don't do you play with like crystals or read tarot cards like what's going on like
I
I
like
feel like
art.
I'm sensing something.
I love painting and doing like little artistic things like that. Yeah, no, I no no crystals or tarot cards, but I definitely have
Good,
a little bit
good,
of
because that's kind of
artistic
creepy.
background.
Okay. What do you do? You paint acrylic?
I love watercolor, but I love all sorts of mediums. I like doing mixed media.
Okay, okay. Now, did you write this right here, or you just like clip this?
No, 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 that's not me. But I found that and I was like, that needs to be shared.
No one cares for your success, so you have to care. You have to force yourself to get up early. You have to force yourself to turn your phone off and revise and work out. It's your life, your goals, your dream. It will be your success, but it starts with effort and your work first and foremost. That is really curious. That is really curious. Now, what's your age right now?
I just turned 27 like 2 days ago.
You just turned 20. You're a real adult.
I know,
I
I
thought you were a
know.
spring chicken. You're a real adult. You sure is an actual adult out here. Like you be having
I've been out here. I've
responsibilities.
been.
Okay, okay. So you're 27. So you've actually been out in the real world. So what would you
Mhm.
say is the purpose of your life right now?
Honestly, I've found that purpose probably since I was in high school. I just want to know what I'm capable of. I want to see what my ultimate self is, and through being curious and exploring and trying like all these new things, like, that's how you do it, right? Like you can't be afraid to fail. That's the path to success. You need to just you don't know who you are until you try those new things. I feel like a lot of people are complacent in that because they're afraid. But you know what? Sometimes being afraid is fun.
Okay, now let me push you a little bit. Now, real quick, I just gotta show some folks like what the physique is looking like real quick because the physique is crazy. Like low key, I'm gonna go a little harder in the gym as soon as I get off this goddamn call. So, like
I hope
on
it
mamas,
motivates you.
you know, no, it's not even motivation. It's low key is shame. It's mostly shame.
Oh, come on
Uh,
now. Come on
it's mostly shame. I'm looking like goddamn. Check this out. Like
now.
I'm like, oh hell nah, I had to get my life together. It's like not the rips going on. I was like, Shorty really got the physique on deck. But no, like
Creatine,
you're
bro. I hope you're taking it.
you know what? I don't really take much of anything, and it's primarily due to just I always grew up
Slacking.
not really using medicine or anything like that. So it's like anything that's not food, it takes a lot for me to stay consistent with it. But
You know, it's fair.
I do actually hear that creatine
Look
is
into it
not a
though,
bad
for
thing.
real. Look into it. They were saying that it's been helping Alzheimer's. Like it's not just with your muscles that it helps. It helps your brain.
My brain's doing all right so far, so good.
It seems like it.
So far,
It
so
seems
good.
like it.
Yeah, yeah. Now let me push you a little bit on the last question I asked you, since I know that you're a mature adult. In whenever you feel like you're old enough, whatever that age is for you, and you've arrived, and life is the way you want it, what would that look like? Well, describe a little bit of it, and if you need an example, I'm happy to give you one. But
Well, I think the better idea is to perceive that you're always in the place that you need to be, and then you just constantly need to pursuing something higher. But that's just track and field for you. Like we're constantly striving to gain or reduce milliseconds after milliseconds. Like the smallest little bit matters, and I think that's just something that's always been instilled in me ever since I started this sport.
now, say when you were in high school, say 10th grade, 11th grade, what were you thinking you wanted to grow up and be?
Professional athlete. Well, and I wanted to pursue something academic too, so I'm likely gonna go to law school at some point.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kind of scared of you now. I don't even know if I can mess
Scared.
with you. I'm kind of scared of you. You know, the funny thing about attorneys, it's like y- it's good to have a friendship with one, but yeah, y'all are kind of sus. Y'all are kind of sus.
Well,
Do you know?
I'm glad we can connect because you
Yeah.
want me on the side your side in the future,
I thought you were about to say you would want me on the side. I was like, hold on, hello, hello, what we got going here? Now, what type of law are you thinking about going into?
I do like criminal law. I think that's just very exciting, but also my coach, like he's Jamaican, the Jamaican guy. He's a lawyer in the States as well.
No kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
What? This is a different. Excuse my French, but this is a different kind of nigga right here. He said this nigga he's a Jamaican lawyer. That listen,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just gonna hold. I'm gonna contain myself here. Let me acknowledge some of the folks. Right again. Shout out to Alejandro writes Peace of the Saints. Tuition. May also acknowledge Akash. He writes Peace of the Saints from a member from France. Shout out to the Saints in Europe. May I also acknowledge Mr. Tabbitt supporting the work using the Stripe link in the description of the video. Anyone else have any comments, questions? Feel free to send them in. I saw someone that asked, "Is this old?" No, we're actually live right now in real life. Yeah, this is real life right now. May I also acknowledge Rhett? He writes, I totally agree with you, Marquett. If nature didn't make it, I don't take it. Listen, and that's the way I was brought up too. So it's really easy for me. A lot of folks end up doped up on all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I just try to keep it, au natural out here. But I have actually looked into the research on creatine as well as a number of other things. And creatine does not really have any dirt on its name. I must say, which is shocking. And there's a lot of many years of research on creatine, unlike other things that people are doing nowadays. Okay, so when you say be a professional athlete, were you envisioning that in Canada or were you thinking of that in the States since like now you're in the States right now?
Um, I mean, like I would like to be a Canadian athlete performing in the States. It's obviously there's way more opportunities over here. The Canadian system is not very supportive of their athletes. Yeah, no, it's kind of a sad system. I'm hoping that at some point, if I can really be involved to help that, that's actually been my goal. More recently, I've been coaching a track team, and I really want to be able to influence that younger generation and help them develop. And initially, it was post COVID. There was a significant drop of female in sports, and that was just really heartbreaking to me because sport was just such, or still is, such an important aspect of my life, and it's taught, like you've seen from the video, uh, it's taught me so many life lessons, and um, I would be so sad to see that continue to decline. But I do believe that the research is saying that it's starting to develop again. Um, there's more, what's the word, um, reach for women's sports in relation to like not just track and field, but basketball and I don't know. There's just more publicity on it now, and I'm seeing that, which is awesome.
Let me ask you this, because we have a lot of folks watching, some of whom are new parents, and some of the things that, especially for competitive athletes, because when I think about personality types, especially athletes, and then female athletes, and I probably have mischaracterized them or made assumptions. I always thought of female athletes as like more like men, more aggressive, more confident. And then there was a scandal with Simone Biles, the gymnast, and there was it was coming out that she, along with many other gymnasts, were victim of like abuse from the coach. And I was like, man, that's crazy, because I just thought that the kind of personality type of the athlete in general, be it female or male, it would be less likely that they would be victimized. And I was also asking myself, now this might sound crazy, which uh, you can count on me to say something off color, but I'm not gonna lie, every time I see like a dude coaching like women's basketball or gymnastics, I'm like kind of like suspicious, like, why are you doing that, buddy? So you've had great experiences with sport. I'm a big believer in fitness, health, and sport. What are some things you say, as a female coming up in this, you should be cautious of this. You should always do this as a parent. This is how you make sure that you're keeping an eye out.
I've been lucky to have really good experiences, but I had bad experiences too, and I've never personally been victim of that. But like one of my head coaches got fired like in my third year for that kind of stuff, and then like most recently we've had like a few Canadian coaches that were like really big names and like Olympic team coaches that have gotten like their um, gotten revoked from coaching now because all this information came out, and it's a really scary environment. And I've had the capacity to be able to talk to some of the girls who were involved in some of those situations, and it's scary because you don't really see the signs, and it's hard to I mean, like, there's no real signs there, and let me just get into this a little bit of a story. So this one coach was bringing the
And
girls
if you don't
over.
mind, if you speak up a little louder,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
one
yeah.
person said maybe you're a little faint. If anyone
Okay,
else can give me commentary on her audio just to make sure that she's coming in clearly, go ahead though.
yeah, yeah. So one of these coaches, he was bringing the girls team over for film, and he never did that with the guys. But they didn't know that. So there was just little signs like that that he was doing something suspicious, but there was no like real communication in that kind of sense. But as far as that goes, for me, I think that as long as you find a team environment that's very supportive and family oriented, you know that they're going to have your back at the end of the day. So regardless of what kind of coach that you end up getting put with, at least you know that you're going to have that support.
Now, is it an issue of making sure that you're never alone with the coach is the best safeguard, or
No,
is
not
it more so
necessarily.
just, okay, yeah, talk to me.
Not necessarily. Like, I mean, like I told you, my coach is basically my. Sorry, disconnected there. My coach is
Mhm.
basically my dad. So like, I spend alone time with him all the time. And my coach, that was I was in university with, like, I'd always go over there and I'd chat hours and hours with him. It, I, I mean, you just have to know the person. You
Mhm.
have to know them, but at the same time, like, if they're inviting you over to their apartment, you can expect it to be suspicious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm. If he's like,
Just
hey, meet me at 2 a.m. and wear
oh
that thing I
well,
like. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like, obviously, public places would just be more ideal if you're gonna meet one on one.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, it sounds like a tough thing because especially when you're a highly competitive athlete seeking excellence, you have to put in the time. You're going to, as you said, end up alone with the coach. And so I think it's just upon parents as much as they can to be vigilant, but most importantly to vet the coach and do a little bit of research and ask around if possible. Because I'm always shocked when I hear about these things. But obviously, we got the Epstein files coming out, so like the world's just crazy in general. What can you
Yeah.
do?
But
What
the
can you
biggest thing
do?
for women, just don't be afraid to speak up. If you feel like something's out of whack, just talk about it. Talk to someone. Confer with
Then
other
when
girls
you
because
say
they might
talk
have
to
the same.
someone, okay,
They might have,
okay, go ahead.
like, them other girls might have the same experiences, and if you feel like something's suspicious, if you feel like something's suspicious, then, like, there just might be, like, you don't have to ignore your feelings. You know?
Now, what about from the teammates? Did you ever have or hear of experiences like that from the teammates?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, not from my coaches specifically, but from the coaches that were
No,
around
meaning
us.
like the teammates were being inappropriate. I had one of my assistants actually used to be a competitive basketball player, and she said that she stopped playing basketball competitively because the girls were pursuing her aggressively, and I guess it was uncomfortable.
It happens. I'm in a co-ed sport, so you kind of see it a little bit more often, and we're also, like, not to, like, say it in an objective way, but we're half naked when we're working out.
You know what? I wanted to ask you about that. I'm glad you mentioned that because I always wanted to ask someone about that. Now I know women generally, in my observation, they don't like to wear clothes apparently, but I always wonder, like, damn, you're running in your underwear, but I feel like as a man, it's kind of hard to relate because there are no circumstances where, as an American man, I'm gonna be like walking around in a speedo. Maybe if I was European or Brazilian, but to do your sport in such a revealing outfit, take me into that a little bit.
Okay, number one for me, it's fashion. Like, I'm like, this outfit looks sick. Number two, if I'm somewhere hot, it's a nice way to not have to get tan lines. Like, those shorts, tan
Uh
lines
huh.
are ugly. Like,
Uh huh.
if I'm walking around and I look like I have like shorts because of the tan line, like, that doesn't look good. Why not just wear briefs? Especially if I'm out in Florida. And in addition to that, like, I'm cooking, it's hot. Like, I shouldn't have to. And I work hard on my body, so why not be able to show it off?
If you got it, flaunt it. Okay, say no more. Say no more. So the outfit is not a concern for most women in the sport. It's more so like, hey, this is what it is. We think nothing of it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't think too
okay,
much about that. Yeah,
okay. You putting me on.
it was like
This
a
is actually
fashion
new, good
thing. Like,
information.
we love, like, to put on like a little show. It makes us feel confident.
Shout out to Sage coming in supporting the work via PayPal. Shout out to Josh. He writes tuition piece of the Saints. Let me see. Make sure we're caught up here. And shout out to Evan supporting the work as well. Okay, very good. And let's see. Another thing I wanted to ask you, and I have a lot of conversations about this, and I really am happy that I can ask someone like you who's serious about health and are Canadian. What is your experience with the Canadian healthcare system? And just give me all, just download whatever you can for me.
Yeah, that's so funny because I actually did TikTok about this a while ago. It used to be really, really good. And
Okay. Damn,
post-COVID,
you're old as hell.
stop,
No, I'm just
stop
saying, like, when you be saying, like, it
it.
used to be like, God damn. Okay,
No, it
but go
used to
ahead.
be good. This was like before COVID. Like you'd be able to get in there, and like if it was like one of the local, like, in my area, there's the population's not too dense. I'm not near Toronto. I'm from Niagara area, and it was like you could be in and out within an hour, and like it's free healthcare, right? Post COVID, we lost a lot of nurses and people who were working the system because they did not want to get the shot, and so it's underrun, and now it's just absolute chaos. You would spend almost a whole day in there if you did something like something minor. Like no, it's heartbreaking. It's I feel bad for the people who are working in the system right now.
And so the nurses that you guys lost weren't able to come back.
I don't know exactly what the situation was, but I know most of this because I was serving at the time, and nurses would come in and I could hear the conversation, and basically like there was a lot of them that didn't believe in the shot, which was like kind of scary to me
No,
because
that's concerning.
yeah, like because if they're in the health system and they think that it's like I don't know, I feel like it was over 50%.
Listen,
That's huge.
yeah, now if medical professionals don't want to take it, like I 1,000% don't want to take it. And I agree with you 100%. Okay. So what would you say is your and I know you probably don't have much experience with the American healthcare system. I mean, I'm honestly
I
shocked
actually
at
have.
how much.
I have.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
to me.
I went to Iowa State for a year and I tore my Achilles, and I
Wait, did
was
you
luck
rip that bitch in half or you just like kind of like snapped?
in half.
Me too. How'd you do that?
Hurdling.
No shit. It was a bad landing or what? Or you just
Yeah,
weren't
I guess
stretched out
so.
enough?
No, I
Okay.
was a you know what? I was completely warmed up. I was about to
Okay.
like go into competition. I was doing my last block start and I landed over the hurdle. I thought I hit it because that was so loud, and I turned around like, why isn't that hurdle like messed up? And I tried to stand up and I collapsed. And then I touched it. I was like, oh, that's jello. I tore my Achilles. That was it. I laughed because I realized I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be out for a couple years. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Now, I actually ripped mine in half too. I was balling too hard, but I wasn't warmed up at all. I just finished my lunch break, or I came out on my lunch break. I was trying to play basketball with these cats, and they were just finishing up, and I didn't get to stretch, so I was irresponsible in my case. But one thing it did do it. I don't know if it actually, in fact, reduced my explosiveness, or if I was just scared to be as explosive because the rehab was so unpleasant. Did you get your body back in balance to where like each side, like each calf muscle is as developed?
no, that guy still looks pretty nasty, and no, my other calf is not the same size.
So the one that was repaired is a little smaller.
Yeah.
Ain't that a bitch?
Hmm.
And you seem like the type of person. See, like me, I'm an imbecile. So like I was like doing all kind of wild shit, like not doing physical therapy. I didn't expect it to get right, but you seem like a responsible person that would have actually did what you were supposed to do.
I mean, like I said, I was at Iowa State at the time, and that's why I can attest to the medical system. I was really lucky. Like they put me in one of those water tanks to learn how to walk again, and I
Damn.
had all this like amazing physical therapy. Shout out to Ryan. I actually saw him this weekend. I gave him a big squeeze because he like literally took care of me. But I was only there for like 2 months before I went back home because I lost my scholarship. And when I went back to Canada, they had nothing. So like for months and months, I had no. I was just trying to rehab by myself, and it was a very poor situation.
Listen. All right. So, and I don't want to say what's better because the systems are different and they're complex, but you going American or you going Canadian? What we doing?
I mean, like the only thing about the American healthcare is, that's gonna be a pretty penny, but it's gonna be like the surgeon who did my operation, I couldn't have asked for anything better. He did this special weaving technique of the Achilles, and he's done this with a prior. NFL player, and he said that like he gave me a lot of confidence going in there because he said that this NFL player ended up coming back and being faster than he was before, and you know what?
Damn.
I did the exact same thing, so I'm super grateful. I would definitely take that over the Canadian system because they were actually telling me when I came back if I stayed with the Canadian system they wouldn't have done surgery.
What the hell would they do?
They just let it be and heal. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. It was a full rupture. They said
Yeah, like I
no,
don't think that
it
heals.
doesn't make sense. No,
Yeah.
and this was like I think this was the clinic at McMaster that they were saying this too. So it's like the most high end clinic. But they said that like they would consider doing it because I was an athlete, but usually they don't.
Yo, I listen, man. Hold on. Let me call up my boy Trump real quick. Let me call this orange son of a bitch real quick. We gotta invade. Y'all need some help. Hey, bro. Nah, we like we're taking them. Take them and Greenland, bro. They're struggling over there. They don't do surgeries and shit. Why are y'all living in the dark ages over there? That's wild.
No, I don't understand it. It's sad.
Okay. Okay. Nah.
I'm grateful.
One
No,
thing.
it happened at the best time. So no, for
That's a
real.
good
Because if I was,
attitude.
I happened at the best time. I couldn't have been more lucky.
That's a good attitude. So I see that it says you're a speed coach and you do personal training. Tell me a
Mhm.
little bit about that.
So I started that when I moved back to my hometown,
Hmm.
just a way to be able to fund my career as I'm moving through it. But it's been such a rewarding experience so far to be able to translate my knowledge and see how that progresses other people. It just, like I said, it's so rewarding. It's
Okay,
like
no,
like when you compete and then you get that thrill from like doing something like a personal best, being able to instill that in other people, just that feeling is uncanny. Like you can't match that.
what's the long? I know you're not a distance runner, but this is always it cracks me up because shockingly, some sprinters, some proper athletes have never really run distance. But I see that you're very slender, so I know you may have gotten it in. What's the longest distance you've ever ran?
Like race wise or
No, it
just
doesn't
like
have to be. Give me race wise, but then give me just in life in general.
so I actually used to really love running, but my coach, like not my home coach, but my university coach, like he's like, you gotta stop that shit. Oh, sorry, you gotta stop that because like he thought that it was ruining my form because essentially if you're running longer distances you're going to have these repeated patterns and if you're not in the right alignment then it's not ideal for speed. And then
Damn.
like I said I did a decathlon in the summer last year and I ran a 1500. I was going through that. I was like, man, how many more laps do I have? This thing's so long.
Can you break down decathlon for the people? What is a decathlon?
So a decathlon is a multi-event, um, but decathlon is for men, or in the Olympics they only have men competing in it because
Wait, why
the
is
the
that
one
though?
so the I don't I mean like we're trying to change that at the moment. So women compete in the heptathlon, and we have
Uh-huh.
a certain amount of events. So that includes javelin, shot put, long jump, 200, hurdles, and the 800. And then the
Hmm.
men have 1500, pole vault, um, shot put,
Nice.
discus, like just like additional, like that's 10 events. Yeah, no, it's a lot, but there's not a lot of access to pole vault, and I think that's why it hasn't really developed in the way that they want to for women. Like that's a have you seen pole vault before? You know
I've seen it.
Mongo?
I've never done it. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a super player because there's just certain things it's just not gonna look right me doing it. But I'll watch somebody pole vault. But I ain't gonna do it though.
Yeah, I did it for the first time probably like the week before I had to go into this competition because I didn't want to go in there blind. I was really lucky that a coach was like, "Yeah, you can come try it out." It's very technical, I can tell you that. I
Yeah.
crashed a couple of times in the actual competition. It's a
Have
scary
you ever
event.
snapped a pole?
No, 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 no. But those things bend on the way up. It's scary.
Do they snap? I want to say I saw a reel
I've
with
seen
one
them.
snapping. One,
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
they do
definitely
snap,
seen them.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They can
Yeah.
do that.
Okay. Yeah. Some of these events. Now, obviously, I agree with you. They're highly technical. But I also like asked like, who the hell came up with this? Like, what were you doing that made you think like I want to create like a noodle pole and then like have you jump over like I was like this for sure came from the Caucasians for
You know,
sure.
it's, I actually saw a TikTok about this, and they were talking about like who created the summer and the winter games, and it was well, because the winter games is even more extreme. Like you can die doing some of the stuff that they're doing. Who come out? I don't like. I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you. Just insanity.
There's that one sport where you're laying down. It's not a bobsled, but it's basically has that same appearance, and you're laying down head first with a helmet on, as though it's gonna help you. You know what I'm talking about? You're kind of like going through like some kind of like a tunnel like ice thing.
For some reason, my brain is just not working. I know what you're talking about. But people have
Somebody in the
died doing
live
that.
chat, let us know. Oh yeah, it looks like it's very deadly because if you crash, it's a wrap. Like your neck is snapped. You're about to
Yeah,
be Stephen Hawking's.
people have like just flown off the rack before. Like that's happened in the winter games.
So, with regards to um, your speed as a speed coach, what is the most common thing an everyday person could fix that would improve their speed in sprinting?
Strengthening their hip flexors. A lot of people tend to run with their legs behind them, and if you can keep your knees up in front of you, it's gonna keep that for. A lot of if you run with your legs behind you, your stride's gonna be about this, like just for example, this long. If you keep your knees up in front of you, you lengthen your stride, and think about lengthening your stride over how many strides you're taking. That's a lot. That's usually yeah, that's a lot. Um, Also strength training. That's a huge one. Speed and power is you need the strength training.
How important is stretching? Like, do you have any like unique stretches or things like that that you put people on, or it's just like like hey, it's all the regular basic stretches. It's really the conditioning and strength, or like you got anything, any secret sauce?
I mean, like it's essential to be able to cool down properly. I do something called passive load, which helps reduce the tension in your body afterwards. You want me to show them to you?
Yeah, I'll take a
I
look.
you want me to show them to you? You
Sure.
want me
Yeah.
to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
What you got?
so
What you got?
the this first one, you come on the inside. Here, you're stretching your groin. You're stretching the inside of your thigh here as well. Another one, you grab an area, you come down, and you're releasing the back. You push the hips back. Those are my go-tos. I'll hit those ones for sure.
You know what's
I'll never
crazy
miss
is
those.
that I'm glad you mentioned the cool down because the thing that I struggle with is the cool down. It's like I'll do a rigorous workout and then hop in the shower and then just go on about my day, and my body always like feels so much tighter when I fail to do that cool down. Like that's the part that I never accepted because coming up in athletics, we didn't have the goddamn cool down. Like it was not a part of the routine.
You need it because essentially, if you don't cool down, those that muscle, the so when you're working out, your muscles rip apart and it creates scar tissue and blood pooling. And if you don't cool down, then that stays in there. So you need to make like that's what separates. I mean, elite athletes with amateurs. You have to take care of your body. The cool down is just as important as the workout. You'll find people that will be more injury prone if you don't take care of the stuff afterwards.
100%. Shout out to Luis comes in by Venmo writes Peace of Saints tuition for that great Epstein breakdown. You are welcome. That's a wild boy. Shout out to Eric writes Peace of the Saints tuition. And I also acknowledge Wayne comes in by PayPal writes Peace of the Saints tuition. Shout out to the folks supporting the work. What is the general feeling and thinking in Canada right now, just with regards to the Epstein stuff?
It's a little bit for. It's for. I mean, they kind of. I haven't seen too much about it, but we. There's a lot of talk. I think like the one of the biggest things because of like I don't want to like offend any Trump supporters or anything like that, but because we're in Canada, obviously there's some people that are a little bit controversial on that topic, and I remember someone saying that Epstein said that Trump was one of the most evil people he knows. So I hear that a lot. I don't want to touch too much
Epstein
on the
said
topic.
Trump was one of the most evil people he
I don't
knows.
know, like yeah, someone was telling me that, and
Damn,
I
that's
don't want to
crazy.
quote that, so like.
Yeah. If the devil says that you're evil, you're for sure evil. That's wild. And I'm guessing that Canada is still the way it was last time I left it, which was pretty liberal. Okay, very good, very good. I'm glad nothing's changed there. But one thing I've always appreciated about the Canadians is no matter how bad their accent is, you guys are still reasonably educated. That's one thing I've always found. The accents really suck, but you guys are there's a baseline of education, and I think that that's an important thing for a healthy society. And increasingly, Americans are unbelievably brainless. It's like our upper class, they get great education, but just
I can
like
touch on
everyday
that.
people,
I can
yeah.
touch on
Okay,
that.
go ahead.
It's funny because we actually learn a little bit about your guys' history, and you guys don't learn about anything about us. And I'll come over here, and they all assume that we live in igloos and we fight polar bears. I have had people tell me that.
I mean, you don't.
Our weather is like the same as you guys. Our
Wait,
like,
whoa, 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 whoa! Come on now, come
well,
on
okay,
now.
it depends on where you are.
That
Like
was
if
crazy.
okay, I'm from
That
Niagara,
no,
and so
no, no.
Niagara's connected to
You started
Buffalo.
wilding out. No, you
No, no,
just
no, no, no,
started
no, no, no,
wilding
no.
out.
It depends on where you are. It depends on where you are. Like if you're in Qualiot or something like farther out there, then like those places are cold. I'm a little bit I'm close to the border, so like I like literally live 5 minutes from Buffalo.
Okay, so Buffalo is freezing, and see here's the thing. Your whole country is in the North Pole.
No,
Our fine
what are you
country,
saying?
our fine country, like Buffalo is freezing. I would never go up there around this time. We have the whole state of Florida, we have the whole state of Texas, the whole state of California. We have plenty of our country is still warm and beautiful. So when you say
Yes.
we have the same weather, it's like same as
Okay,
what?
okay. I mean, like in a sense, and depending on where you are, definitely not like Florida. I am thoroughly
Yeah, no,
jealous that you guys
you're
have that
tweaking.
advantage.
Yeah, pull up.
I do
You-
often. We
Oh,
like
word?
competing there.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. We have
Okay.
our Roar Mother training camps are usually in that area.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
design your next outfit since you like outfits.
Hey, yeah, you know I
I'm
love my
designing the
fashion.
next one. Yeah,
Let's
yeah. No, it's
go.
gonna be crazy. Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna be able to wear it outdoors though. But anyways, carrying on, carrying on.
What is that supposed
Um,
to be?
listen, but you guys said run with your knees in front of you. I'm not the brightest star in the sky. What the hell does that actually mean?
People tend to run like this. You want to
Okay, right,
run
right, right.
like this.
Oh,
Front
so bring
cycle
the knee up
versus back cycle.
higher.
Yeah. So that's why we talk
Oh,
about strengthen your hip flexors. And
yes.
that's the capacity of bringing that guy up here.
Wow. Okay. Wow. No, I appreciate that. That's
Yeah.
actually really helpful. And you know, the funny thing is, especially with regards to sprinting, I heard a statistic that after age 30, most people will never sprint again in their life.
I mean, like some people have long careers. If you take care of yourself properly, then you can get pretty far. But I mean, I would say that you see you see most sprinters kind of end their career like
Oh, I'm not saying
early 30s.
competitively. I'm just saying because people are lazy. I'm saying they just don't
Uh,
try it.
uh,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hard. I mean, like if you haven't ran and then you go, I see a lot of people. If you go run after you haven't ran in such a long time, it's really hard on your body. Your body creates so much inflammation from doing something that you're not used to. And, you know, for people who want to start running again, you just got to kind of press through it. But interval training would be the best way to start. So that means like don't run for long periods of time. What you should do is do like 30 seconds on, a minute off, 30 seconds on, a minute off type thing.
And that's something that's favorable for your cardio and lung capacity, or more so
Yeah,
for the
absolutely.
actual body?
I mean, you don't you don't have to like I'm a firm believer in resistance training. You don't have to run to make your body feel good. If that's something you enjoy doing, by all means. But as a personal trainer, you get to learn that like if people don't enjoy the training, then why would they show up? Like you want them to enjoy the whole process, and you don't want to be resistant to something that makes your body feel good, right?
Hmm.
Find a way to
What
make it
kind of
fun.
question, when people message you and it's not like dudes trying to slide on the low, I can only imagine how annoying it has to be a female, because people DM me all the time and I mostly hate it, to be honest with you. I can only imagine, because sometimes I'm watching Simps in the comments. I'm like, can you guys chill? Can y'all chill? Can we focus on the topic at hand? But when people are DMing you with serious questions and real inquiries, what are they most often asking you?
Um, Sometimes it's about mostly track stuff. How do I get better at something? What are some drills that I can do to improve this? Sometimes it's about nutrition, like how do I take care of this? If I have most in-person conversations have to do with nutrition because I feel like there's a lot of misinformation out there on how we're supposed to feed our bodies. There's a like as I'll even give you guys some tea just because the information is now out there for females. Intermittent fasting is horrible for you. The first thing you
Mm,
should do when you wake up in the morning is consume some sort of protein because within 30 minutes of waking up, your woman's cortisol levels start to rise, and that's when we start retaining fat and losing muscle mass.
you know, because I did notice when you stood up, you have a very flat stomach, which is a beautiful thing, and it's a very rare thing. I'm in Asia right now, so it's all over the place. It's fantastic. When you're in Brazil or the United States, oh, it gets ugly. It gets ugly like super, super quickly. Um, what would be your recommendation if women were like, hey, I'd like to have a flat stomach like you? Um, what would you tell them?
Whole foods. Like just I feel like for as far as America goes, fast food is a very easy option, but there's just so much not good stuff in there for your body. Just meal prepping is probably the best thing that you can do for yourself.
Right
I know
on.
it's a hard thing to do, but
No, it's
I
not.
just no, it is, especially if you have well, like as far as America goes, most people have a 9 to 5 schedule. They're exhausted by the time they get home, and so they just want to go for the easy option. And if you already have something prepped in the fridge, it's a little bit easier. But my biggest hack was just having one of those air fryers. It just makes it so much easier. You can just pop a piece of chicken in there and it's done like 20 minutes.
Piece of chicken. There you go, ladies and saints. A piece of chicken.
Oh, no, no, no.
That's the key.
I
A
love
piece of chicken.
red meat. I love red meat too, though. Ground beef, steak, all that stuff. Yeah, no, I love my protein.
They say we got to get you on Wisdom, which I agree.
What is
So I
that?
am going to show you. Wisdom is basically a site where people can reach out to ask you, like, quick questions. In your particular field, I think it makes sense. So whatever expertise someone has, they're an influencer of some type. People in real estate, psychologists, therapists, or in your case, fitness. They can send you a message. You set your rate for how much you'll charge to reply to their question. You send them a voice memo back of up to 1 minute.
Hey, sorry, you're cutting out a little bit here. I feel like my phone is on the verge of dying, so I'm just gonna go find a connection.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send you a link. But long story short, it's a platform for experts, people like yourself who have some specific knowledge. And you can say, hey, for $20, if you send me a question, I'll respond with a 1 minute voice
Oh,
memo
well, that's wicked.
answering your question. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.